There is a serious buzz in this town about this football team. Lions football victory Monday. It's Locked On Lions. Let's do it.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, everybody? Locked On Lions, Locked On Podcast Network. We played it, yes, on a Monday, December 12th, a victory Monday into Tuesday, December 13th. Big week ahead here on the program. Matt Dery with you as your Detroit Lions are within sniffing distance, shouting distance of the playoffs. The talk around town is the Lions and winners of 5 out of 6, a serious threat in the NFC. Did you hear me? The Lions are a threat in the NFC. They're the talk of the league. They're the hottest team in football. Jared Goff. Tell me an NFC quarterback not named Jalen Hurts, maybe playing better than Jared Goff. We got to get into a lot today. We will right here on the program. Thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. For following us on Twitter at Dery Speaks, D-E-R-Y Speaks, at Locked On Lions on Twitter, the Matt Dery Facebook fan page, and find us as always on our YouTube channel. We've broken records, all right? A couple weeks ago, we're 2,000 views a show, 3,000 views a show. Yesterday's postcast, over 8,000 views on YouTube. So thank you for watching and checking us out. We are proudly brought to you today by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Pick 2 to 5 players. If they score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on your entry. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code LOCKEDON. That's prizepicks.com, promo code LOCKEDON. On the show today, PFF, top 5 and bottom 5 performers from yesterday's big win over the Minnesota Vikings. Also, Jared Goff discussion. We got to talk about a player I did not give a game ball to that did get a game ball from Dan Campbell yesterday. And as I mentioned, big week ahead on the show as well. Tomorrow, Eric Eager. Yes, Mr. Hashtag Restore It on Twitter, formerly of PFF, now with Sumer Sports. We're going to talk to Eric Eager tomorrow. We've got the crossover on Thursday. We will do a Friday show as well. Coming up on Friday, Ian Eagle, the voice of the NFL on CBS, one of them. The number 2 announcer at CBS. After Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, it's Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. They will have the call on Sunday of the Lions-Jets game on CBS. We will talk to the Bird, Ian Eagle, coming up on Friday on this very show. So a busy day for sure, and a busy week for sure here on the podcast. But thank you for listening and checking us out. This town right now is bonkers. All right, the Lions have won 5 out of 6. So starting off 1-6, now sitting at 6-7. And with the Giants struggling, and with the Commanders struggling a little bit, and with the Seahawks losing to Carolina yesterday, now people are talking about the Lions nationally. I had one friend of mine today tell me, outside of Philly, who scares you in the NFC? The Lions are the second best team in the NFC. And I'm like, whoa. Let's pump the brakes a little bit here. Dallas beat the Lions. Seattle beat the Lions. Minnesota beat the Lions. Albeit, the Lions trailed in the 2 games with the Vikings for a grand total of 45 seconds. And yesterday's performance was fantastic. The Lions were physical. They took it to the Vikings. When the Vikings got in the red zone, the Lions forced fumbles and caused turnovers. On 4th and 1 at the start of the game, the Vikings were the ones that ran it into the line, and Okudah and the Lions made the stop, got the ball, and immediately went deep to Jamison Williams and took a lead. These are all things that the former Lions, that the old Lions, whatever you want to call them, 3 letters, would have done. Coaching staff is growing up, the players are growing up, and there is a renewed confidence and edge and togetherness that is occurring right now down at 222 RWD that is second to none, that I can't recall probably since 2012, the playoff season, the 2011 season, all right, when the Lions made the playoffs for the first time in 12 years under Jim Schwartz, that team was on a string. That team was on a mission. And if you recall, at Ford Field, it was back in late, I think it was December or January of 2012. I think it was week 16, January of 2012. The Lions beat the Chargers 38-10. Cliff Averill had the pick six, and the roof was coming off that stadium. And there was a vibe in that town about that team led by Matthew Stafford, of course, that went to New Orleans and lost in the playoffs. But under Jim Schwartz, there was a togetherness, a culture change, all these things. And it seemingly feels like that right now. Now, have the Lions gotten to 500 yet? No. Do the Lions need to win out to go to the playoffs? Maybe. Can they win out? People are saying yes. I'm not buying that this team's a 10-win football team. But the excitement, the culture change, the togetherness, the vibe, it's real. Young players are growing up. Veteran players like Taylor Decker and others are stepping up. And it's a fun time right now at Ford Field. Yes, 3 of the next 4 on the road. Jets aren't going to be easy this week. They are physical. They play a tough style, brand of football. Their defense flies around. Quinnen Williams, who got injured yesterday, is arguably the best defensive player in the AFC. Sauce Gardner is arguably the AFC's the NFL's top rookie. All right. Aiden Hutchinson's stands can argue with me, but Sauce is really good. The Jets are good. All right. They're not playing all that well. They got Mike White playing at quarterback. I get that. But next week's not going to be easy. This week, I mean. Next week, Carolina. The Bears with Hall of Fields coming in might not have anything to lose. If you recall, a certain Free Press columnist, I think his name rhymes with Barlos Ponerez, wrote weeks ago that the Lions will never win with Jared Goff. They need a quarterback like Justin Fields. All right? And then, of course, Green Bay on the road. Never going to be easy, no matter if it's Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, to win in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. But right now, you have to feel good about the direction of this organization. They are playing right now like they are ahead of schedule. This is year 2 of a rebuild, and we're seeing significant growth. Yesterday, they put away Minnesota. All right? They're running fake punts. They're running tackle-eligible Penei Sewell first down passing plays. They're toying and mocking the opponent. Not, you know what I mean, not mocking, but they're toying with teams. These last 5 weeks have been tremendous. And they let one get away on Thanksgiving Day, where they probably outplayed a Super Bowl contender in the Buffalo Bills. So there's growth there. That's what's exciting. It's very exciting. One player that I did not mention yesterday that I need to give a shout out to, we're going to do that coming up next. First, I want to tell you about our friends at Turo. Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want, wherever you want it, from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles for just about any occasion or budget across the U.S., U.K., Canada, and Australia. Book a spacious SUV or minivan for a family road trip. Get a classic or luxury car for a special event, birthday, or holiday. Find affordable economy cars if you're on a budget and you just want to get from A to B. Test drive that new electric vehicle that you've had your eye on to see how it fits in your everyday life. Many Turo hosts, they'll even deliver the car right to you. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Head to Turo.com right now. Forget boring rental cars. Find your drive at Turo, Turo.com. And Locked On Lions today is proudly brought to you by Audible. Audible is releasing a slate of new football podcasts that we're sure that you're going to love. That's why you'll be able to find a sneak peek of Think Like a Champion, available right now as a bonus episode on Locked On Presents. This is Think Like a Champion is a brand new podcast from Russell Wilson and Audible. Russ, of course, is a champion on the field, but off of it, we rarely know the grind on the path to greatness. Hear from two-time Super Bowl champion Von Miller on the show. Tim Tebow as well. Lots of fun, available for free on Audible or wherever you get your podcasts. Head over to Locked On Presents for a sneak peek of Think Like a Champion, or catch the full series, available anywhere you get your podcasts, available everywhere now. Audible, get in the game. All right, so yesterday I was handing out game balls, which I do after each and every game on our postcast, and I did not give one to a guy that got a game ball from Dan Campbell, and that is Isaiah Buggs. I have been critical of the Lions' defensive line, the interior of that D-line, which I don't think has been much of a strength all year. But the past few weeks, your Detroit Lions have done a great job against the run. They got gouged a little bit through the air yesterday when Okudah went out of the game. But a guy that's been really steady on the interior of that D-line and made a huge play in causing the fumble on the Dalvin Cook failed pop pass there was Isaiah Buggs. Virtual unknown, another undrafted free agent. Brad Holmes found Isaiah Buggs has been tremendous, playing alongside Aleem McNeil. Michael Brockers is making a ton of money and is inactive every week. That's because you can't take Isaiah Buggs off the field. Watch the tape. Go back and watch the Aiden Hutchinson sack of Kirk Cousins yesterday. Watch Isaiah Buggs just chuck the right guard out of the way and get in there as well. He's been disruptive, caused a turnover yesterday, and I love the way he's playing. And that's what you got to do to win football games. You got to win at the line of scrimmage. The Lions' offensive line with Ragnow and Decker and Sewell especially and Jonah Jackson and the rotation at right guard, they're manhandling teams, all right? Yesterday wasn't the greatest ground day for the Lions in their win over the Vikings, but they kept Jared Goff clean. He hasn't been sacked, hasn't turned the ball over in 5 weeks. But on the other side of the ball, you have to have some disruptors. And Isaiah Buggs has been that guy. Great find by Bradley Holmes and a guy that can't come off the field right now. And he got a game ball yesterday from Dan Campbell. I thought that was really cool. Didn't give him a game ball myself yesterday, but got to take that guy into consideration. And if you're opposing teams right now, you're kind of circling, big number 90. What is it? Big number 96 on your score sheet, because he has been really, really good. So shout out to Isaiah Buggs, who got a game ball from Dan Campbell yesterday, along with C.J. Moore as well for that fake punt. Now, how about this? The question has to be asked. Jared Goff is currently 7th in the NFL in passer rating. The only NFC quarterbacks ahead of him on that list, all right, are Jalen Hurts and Geno Smith. Could you make the argument that right now, outside of Hurts, because Smith threw for 2 picks yesterday and Seattle's lost to Carolina, who's playing better right now at quarterback, not named Jalen Hurts, than Jared Goff? Taking care of the ball, leading this team. I saw a headline today, I think it was on Pride of Detroit. This is Jared Goff's team now. Think about that for a second. Nobody would have thought it. Nobody would have dreamed it. All right. Even the Chicago game where the Lions came back to win, like I said, columnists in this town talking about the Lions won't win until they get a Justin Fields type. Well, Hall of Fields loses every week. Jared Goff is 5-1 in his last 6 starts. And he's taking care of the ball, taking command of the offense. He's making every throw. 3rd downs, tight windows. He threw 1 ball yesterday that was behind DJ Chark. Other than that, for an incomplete pass. Other than that, he's been really, really consistent. And I know that Goff has said after games, he kind of takes a little dig at the media almost each week. Every time they win, he says, oh, people wrote us off, or despite what some people had to say. And I don't blame Jared Goff for that, because I think he read the clippings. I think he heard the talk of he's just a bridge quarterback. He's going to be the guy between Stafford and the next guy. And I've been saying all along that I think the Lions love him. I've never said I thought he was that good, but he's proving a lot of us wrong right now with the way that he's playing. And it helps when he's got a clean pocket. But look at the deep ball he threw to Chark yesterday for the touchdown. Right? Look at the amount of times on 3rd downs. First read not there, second read there. All right? The touchdown pass yesterday to Josh Reynolds, the slant, had to be low, had to be away from the defender. He made that throw. And I know he's the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Lions. He does so many things in the community. This could be the future quarterback for this team. Remember, he was in a Super Bowl before. He's won playoff games both at home and on the road for the Rams in the playoffs. And now he's got this town believing in him. And it's hard not to. Earlier in the season, when he made threw that pick six, the first series of the second half against Seattle, those were killers. Those were backbreakers. And over the last 5 games, he's been splendid. To steal a Lynn Henning phrase, he's been incredible. And so you got to give it up to Jared Goff. We'll tell you how he did from Pro Football Focus and the grades from yesterday. We will do that coming up next here on the show. But first, we have to tell you about our friends at PrizePicks.com. Daily fantasy tonight, Monday Night Football. If you don't like the game or you're not sure about New England or Arizona, have some fun with it. Take Kyler Murray over or under to throw for more or less than 300 yards. Mac Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, whatever the numbers are, you can do that at PrizePicks.com. How does it work? It's simple. You pick 2 to 5 players, and if they score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on any entry. No competing against other people. It's just you versus the projections available. PrizePicks offers projections on any sport that you watch. So NBA as well with the Pistons, NHL with the Red Hot Wings, PGA golf, college football, college basketball. It's all there for you at PrizePicks.com. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. It is that easy. Download the PrizePicks app or go to PrizePicks.com to sign up and play daily fantasy sports. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code LOCKEDON. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you $100. If you deposit $50, they'll give you $50. Don't forget, enter promo code LOCKEDON at sign up for an instant deposit match up to $100. All right, Monday edition of Locked On Lions. Eric Eager tomorrow, crossover Thursday, Ian Eagle on Friday. Big week of shows here on Locked On Lions. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends about us. Tell them you're here. You're going to get coverage and content each and every day for the red hot town is abuzz Detroit Lions. Pro Football Focus, PFF, top 5 and bottom 5 performers from this week. Let's get into it. Aiden Hutchinson, the highest graded Detroit Lion. 91.5 grade yesterday in the win over the Vikings. How about Aiden Hutchinson? He's been awesome. Alex Anzalone coming in second. Gaines Media's own, 83.4. Jerry Jacobs was third at 71.4. The commish, John Kaminsky at right end, 69.9. And the aforementioned Isaiah Buggs at 69.5. Bottom 5 on defense. A little bit of a surprise here. Jeff Okudah finished with a 41.3 grade. Josh Paschal, 50.9, second worst. Aleem McNeil, 53.7. Romeo Okwara, I know he came back yesterday. He made his debut. I barely saw him out there. 54.7. And Kirby Joseph at a 58.2. But think about this. We used to read those Detroit Lions defensive grades, and there were guys in the 20s and 30s and 40s. When we're saying the worst guys were getting 58s and 59s, that's an improvement for what future head coach Aaron Glenn and the defense is doing. Offensively, highest graded Lion, Jared Goff. And why not? 3 touchdown passes over 300 yards passing yesterday, 83.8. DJ Chark comes in second at 76.7. Justin Jackson, the running back, 74.4. And Taylor Decker, a 74.4. Penei Sewell, 72.5 grade for the top 5 performers. Bottom 5, tight end Brock Wright, 41.8. Jamal Williams, 51.0. DeAndre Swift coming in at 54.9. Right guard Logan Stenberg. This is actually a better number than I thought. 56.6. And tight end James Mitchell also at a 56.6. Jamison Williams in 13 snaps yesterday came in at a 60.7. So those are your top 5 and bottom 5 Lion performers from yesterday's win over the Vikings. Vikings do not clinch the division. I'm not ready to call them fraudulent like some others right now. I don't think the Lions are going to win out. The Vikings are going to lose out, and the Lions are going to win the division. I'm not going that far. But isn't this fun? You got to give credit to this organization and where they're going right now. You have to. Whether you're still a hater, whether you think this is a fluke, whether the Lions got lucky yesterday with all the, the dumb coaching moves by Kevin O'Connell and the fumble and all that stuff, that's fine. Right? Maybe they go into New York this week and lose. Maybe the Jets blow them out. But right now, when you're playing your best football in November and December, think about this for a second and where this team is right now. The Lions, hold on, I got this sent to me by the Crack Research staff. Best records in November and December right now. All right? You've got Philly, that's won 5 games. You've got Dallas, that's won 4 games. And then you got the Lions, that's won 5 games. 5-1. Kansas City. Philly, Dallas, Detroit, Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati. Those teams, I'm sorry, San Francisco's, let me do that again. San Francisco's won 5. Philly's won 5. Kansas City's won 5. Detroit's won 5. Cincinnati's won 5. And Baltimore's won 4. Niners, Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens, Vikings, who have won 4. Dallas, Buffalo, and Detroit's in there. They've won 5 games in November and December. Those are all elite teams. And then it's the Lions. I'm not calling the Lions elite, but they're playing that well right now. It's not a fluke. I don't know how this is going to finish up. There are still holes on this roster. Dan Campbell could do something that we scratch our heads at like he's done before, but he's got this team believing. We're going to talk to Eric Eager from Sumer Sports tomorrow, formerly of PFF. Eric has been all over the hashtag Restore It. He's loved the Lions from day one. Maybe he was onto something. We'll talk to him tomorrow. Thanks for making us your first listen right here on Locked On Lions.